What's up guys, my name is Ace and welcome to KEM Tactics. In this short series, I'll be giving you guys various tips and tactics to help you earn your first KEM strike, or if you already earn KEM strikes, this should help you earn them a little bit more frequently. In this first episode, we'll be covering KEM classes. Let's get into it. So starting it off, I just want to say that the classes that I'm going to share with you guys today are what have worked for me personally, and I'll explain in detail why I use what I use. You may not agree with some of my choices for your playstyle, so don't be afraid to make some changes. This is designed to give you insight into why I choose certain things, and it may bring up things that you haven't really thought about before that will help you in creating your own KEM classes. Okay, so my first class is the class that I've earned most of my KEM strikes with so far. This is my extremely mobile and versatile KEM class. For a gun for this, I like to use the Honey Badger because of its versatility. It's great up close, but with a grip it also does very well at range. Plus it has that integrated silencer, so I can add extended mags for that extra starting ammo as well as the increased ability to take out multiple enemies at once. For perks, I have Ready Up because it's practically a must-have for a run and gun type of class like this one. Plus, it's just hands down the best 1-point value perk. Lightweight and Marathon are the key perks for this class because they allow me to take advantage of opening routes, as well as get me where I need to be on the map very quickly and efficiently, while being a really tough target to hit, especially at the longer ranges, which is really important because of the size of these maps. The next two perks that you're going to see me use a lot for my KEM strikes are Dead Silence and Amplify. If you have a headset, this combination of perks can get you so many kills and it can avoid so many deaths. I can confidently say that I would likely have less than half the number of KEM strikes that I do without these two perks. The ability to remain silent while hearing your enemy way before you see them is absolutely amazing. If I had only two perks to choose from in this game, I would choose these two perks. So finally for perks, we have Focus, and this is kind of a no-brainer because it helps you win so many of your face-to-face gunfights. The bottom line is, if you have Focus and your enemy doesn't in an otherwise fair gunfight, you are going to win that gunfight 9 times out of 10. Now let's move on to the strike package. If you're going for your first KEM or you want KEMs to come a little bit easier, I highly recommend using Specialist. Sure, you can do it with Assault or Support, but it's not nearly as easy as with Specialist. For my first Specialist perk, I really like to use Scavenger. I find that it's useless to use this perk in your class to begin with because you won't really need it at the beginning of your life anyways, but I do find it vital for earning KEMs because you never know what kind of guns are going to be available to pick up off the ground, and you want to be able to replenish the ammo in your gun. For my second Specialist perk, I really like to use Stalker on this class. Some of you avid Stalker users may question this and wonder why I don't have it in my class to begin with because it can help you so much in every one of your gunfights. And first of all, I really like taking advantage of my opening routes with my Lightweight and Marathon, so I'm not going to substitute that for Stalker. And second, I get a really big psychological boost when I earn Stalker at 7 kills. Throughout this series, I'll often be returning to psychology and your mentality for earning KEM strikes. These are quite possibly the most important factors that hold people back from earning KEM strikes. Anyone that can earn a Specialist bonus is capable of reaching a 25 kill streak. The biggest thing that holds many of these people back is their own mentality. So getting back to Stalker, I can often earn a 7 kill streak without Stalker fairly easily. So when I earn that perk, I suddenly feel almost twice as confident in my gunfights as I was before, and that gives me a huge boost psychologically and it really helps me keep up my momentum. For my third Specialist perk, I like to use Quick Draw, which, like Stalker, gives me another boost in my confidence. Once I reach this point, I feel almost as if I'm unstoppable in any one-to-one gunfight, because now I have almost all of the gunfight perks. At this point, all I have to do is focus on killing one enemy at a time and not put myself in bad situations, and then that KEM strike is going to come for sure. So finally for my bonus, I have Takedown and Off the Grid, which now makes me practically undetectable on top of already being a killing machine with all the perks I already have. Then I have ICU, which will just help me stay mobile and in the enemy's face even after a gunfight where I may have been hurt a little bit, so I can just take cover real quick, heal up, and then get right back in the fight. And finally I have Sit Rep, and I bet most of you guys can guess why. IEDs. These are the most frustrating things to die to on a high streak, and I'm actually not exaggerating at all when I say that I have died to an IED on a 24 kill streak. And ever since then, I almost always use sitrep in my bonus when I'm going for chem strikes. Now some of you may wonder why I chose sitrep rather than blast shield to counter the IEDs, and the reason is sitrep also gives you a boost in locating the general area of where your enemies are, because you can see things like IEDs and SATCOMs from practically across the map. So that's sort of my go-to chem class at the moment, and that really allows me to be everywhere while also being almost unstoppable in gunfights. So now let's move on to the second class that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, and that is my slower, sort of more methodical chem strike class. This is designed for moving from cover to cover and really getting around to the flank of your enemies without ever having to worry about showing up on the minimap. If you're not the most confident in your reaction time and winning those head-to-head gunfights, this is a much better choice for you than the previous class. So for a gun, once again we're going to be using an assault rifle because they're quite simply the most versatile class of weapon in this game. And in this case, I'm going to use the SC2010 because it's amazingly accurate and it has a decent fire rate. But you guys can use whatever assault rifle you see fit. This class is all about stealth, so a silencer is an absolute must. And then I'm just going to use extended mags on this because this gun doesn't need a grip or sights in my opinion. So for perks, we have Ready Up once again, and this is just so you don't get caught mid-sprint with your pants down. Dead Silence, Amplify, and Focus, all for the same reasons that I already explained in the first class. And then we have Off the Grid, because one of the main purposes of this class, like I've just said, is to eliminate any worry that you may have of ever showing up on the radar. And then finally we have Takedown, because it really leads itself well to this stealthy playstyle. For the strike package, once again we're using Specialist, and my first perk is also Scavenger, just like with the previous class. My second perk is definitely going to need some explaining. You'll notice that I picked Deadeye here, which effectively pushes my Specialist bonus way back because of its high value. And why would I want that, you might ask? It's all about pacing with this class, rather than momentum like with the previous class. You're likely going to be playing quite slow with this class, and the kills will be spread out quite a bit. By pushing my Specialist bonus back to 15 kills in this case, it helps me psychologically because when I earn that bonus, I'm that much closer to the chem strike. When you earn the bonus at 10 kills, you sort of get that feeling of, that's great, but I've still got a long way to go, especially if you're just picking off 1 kill at a time every now and then, like you should be doing with this type of class. At 15 kills, you get a big rush when you earn your bonus because in your head, you're almost there. It's all about building that positive mental state as you progress through your streak. The minute you start doubting yourself is the minute you start making mistakes. So after Deadeye, I like to use Quick Draw here, partially because it does help you win those gunfights and it gives you that little extra confidence boost, but also because of its higher value, and that'll just ensure that that bonus is earned at 15 kills rather than 13 or 14 kills. So now for our bonus, we get Sitrep to avoid those IEDs and get that better detection of enemies, Stalker to give us that big confidence boost, which at 15 kills basically makes me feel like there's no way I'm not going to get the chem at that point. And finally, I just threw on Wiretap, which can help immensely for detecting enemies, but part of the reason I also chose it was just because I had 3 perk slots available, and it just seemed like the best choice out of the remaining 3 value perks. So that's all I have for this first episode of KEM Tactics. I hope I was able to offer some insight to you guys for building a successful class for getting 25 gun kills in a row. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite chem class? In future episodes of this series, I plan on getting more into the gameplay type of things, so they should be much more exciting than just looking at classes. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.